We're at the Thrift doing a thrift with me. Sorry if my voice is a little sketchy. I'm like getting over the flu or a cold or something, but I'm really excited. We are going to be looking for jean shorts with like a finished hem, kind of a mid-length, little 2000s tops in like cotton or silk, especially ones with milkmaid detailing. I've just been so into that look recently. I feel like I've been seeing so many of these tops pop up on Depop and Pinterest and all these places, and so I'm really hoping to find one at the thrift today. Also, interesting sandals, like kitten heels especially, with maybe like sculptural details or just like things that make them feel kind of unique. Wicker bags and a trench coat. They don't really have coats out, but I'm like still hoping with all my fingers crossed that I can find a good trench or just like more good lightweight layers. It is really warm today, so like not a day that I would actually need a trench, but I'm keeping my eye out for like colder nights, that kind of thing. But let's go see what the Thrift has. Starting in the sleeveless tops, I was so excited when I saw this black lace. I was like, oh, is this a boat neck situation? But as I looked a little bit closer, I realized it was going to be a little bit of like a boxier kind of silhouette. And with a lace piece like this, especially with the double layer, I want it to feel kind of slinky, be more fitted. Then I saw this red slinky tank, thinking of slinky, and it looks so much like a Tank Air dupe to me. $4.29. Brand New York & Co. And so I had to put it straight in the cart because if there's a chance at a Tank Air dupe for $4, I'm trying it. Now, another dupe. This reminded me so much of the Peachy Done Kylie top, but it was a silk blend, which to me is even better. Love silk. Just the most beautiful, slinkiest double layer mesh top. Can be worn off the shoulder, asymmetric, and just in the prettiest burgundy kind of color. So of course this one in the cart. Then I was really tempted by this white kind of structured linen top with the notch neckline, but something about it, and I still can't quite put my finger on it, something about the fit of this just wasn't quite right to me. It didn't feel quite special enough. Like I think about this with jeans and a sneaker, and that's not making the outfit, so I did leave this one. Now switching over to the shorts, I was really hoping to find a 100% cotton, like rigid denim, finished hem jean short, but unfortunately, like I went through this whole rack and it was mostly like spandex blend or really short booty shorts, which is not what I'm trying to find. So unfortunately, the shorts were not a success. Now hopping in to the pants and capris. Oh my gosh, when I saw these brown linen capris with the grommets and the little notch in the back of the waistband, I was so sold. They're really giving gimaguas to me, and they had to go straight in the cart. Now checking out the blazers, because these are the only jackets that they have left out this time of year. I really want to find a trench, but it's kind of a long shot, especially in the blazers. I got excited when I kept seeing the beige, but unfortunately no trenches here. So moving on, I popped into the men's section and found these incredible 2000s Levi's. They're the perfect wash, the slightest bit of distressing, 100% cotton, and then right behind them, I found these Levi's 501s that are almost like a raw denim, and I loved the wear on these. Again, 100% cotton. They weren't made in USA, so they're not super old, but they weren't too tapered, which can be the thing with more modern 501s. So both of these had to go straight in the cart. Now hopping into the skirts, this polka dot, twirly, double layer silk, 100% silk exterior, at least 100% silk skirt, the perfect skirt for summer 2025. The polka dots, it's a little bit fluttery and semi-sheer because of the double layers. So like at the bottom you get kind of a sheer moment, but you don't have to worry about anyone seeing your underwear. Obviously one in the cart. Another polka dot skirt. This one even had the little micro lace hem, which I love, but it had some crazy discoloration. So this one I did leave behind. Now this pistachio green knit skirt, the oldest Ann Taylor I've ever seen, 100% merino wool, so definitely more like spring than full on summer, but I love the idea of a knit skirt like this in kind of a pop of color, but nothing too crazy bright, with just like a little baby tee and some flip-flops. I think is such a chic outfit. So this H&M skirt was really tempting to me. It's like the simplest cotton poplin skirt, but I could not justify it because one, it was $13, which feels like a lot for a skirt from the thrift, but 2, I want to get back into sewing this summer, and this seems like it would be such an easy sewing project to do with just like a sheet or something from the thrift. Now checking out the lingerie, because again, if I'm gonna find these little milkmaid-esque silky tops, I feel like a lot of times they'll get put in with the PJs or lingerie. Unfortunately, none there today. Then I went to the bags and it got crazy. First thing I see is this old Cole Haan giving dragon diffusion woven leather bag, but with like a Y2K twist with the hardware. Right behind it, this little mini structured Coach bag that really reminds me of like what the row is doing right now. It's so cute, has a little long tassel zip. It looks like it could have a crossbody strap as well. And I looked and it looks like it's real actual Coach, but it's like the vintage, still really thick, high quality leather. So of course that went in the cart. And then in the shoes, I found these Havaianas that are like a thong ankle strap version, which I didn't even know they made. To me, they feel like more chic than a normal flip-flop, and I don't know if this is just my individuality complex brainwashing me a little bit and being like, I want Havaianas, but I don't want to just have a flip-flop, so like I need the ankle strap. But I also just love how thin the straps are and the angle that you get from having it be an ankle strap instead of going down into the flip-flop. Also saw these Dr. Scholl-esque denim slides. They were like a faux wood. I also already have some wood sandals pretty similar, but I thought these were so cute in the denim. Then in the bags, this is the craziest one. This little basket bag. I've been looking for a smaller little basket purse for months. It was $3, and I cannot tell you how long I spent last night looking at almost this exact bag from Kate Spade and trying to find them secondhand for less than $40, and they were all like $80 to $130. So to find this, which almost looks exactly the same, for $3 the next day just feels like fate. Another bag. The bags were crazy, giving very mermaid and this pearlescent kind of metallic leather. Also just really loved the big hardware on the strap. So chic, but you have an interesting texture. I feel like this would be so perfect with all black outfit. Maybe a slinky tank, black flowy pants, a flip-flop, and then you have this bag and it's giving mermaid, summer, a little more interesting, but still just the easiest outfit ever. Another Coach bag. Basically a slightly bigger version than the other one, and this one's only $4. $4. Also really reminds me of the row, and I'm honestly so into how beat up it is. The leather is just so soft, and I can't believe it's only $4. All right, now back to the shoes. Todd's suede driving moccasins for $5.49. Yes, they are very beat up. I don't mind. I think it adds character. I love the dark green suede. I have been admiring Todd's suede driving moccasins for years, but was just like, I can't make that kind of investment. $5. That's the investment we had to make. These were super cool. I'm not sure about the cork sole, but I love the perforated leather. I think it looks so cool. Feels kind of mesh adjacent, but I feel like we're not seeing it quite as much as we're seeing like the nylon mesh shoes, and just feels like a really cool take on that. Another bag. Like, you guys, this reminded me so much of this one Sonia Lee bag that I love with the hardware and overall shape. But again, it's in that pearlescent leather. Feels like something Paloma would do, like playing with this kind of metallic-y sheen. Again, very mermaid, but like Y2K mermaid. Back in the shoes. Oh my gosh, these shoes feel so special. I think they're true vintage. They look like 70s to me, but I just love the sole, like the separate front part of your foot, the ball sole versus the heel. I think it looks so cool in this beautiful pink suede, and they're still in incredible condition, and they were surprisingly comfortable when I tried them on. Then I did a quick breeze through short sleeve tops. Now this knit shirt, I love the idea of a little knit t-shirt, especially if it's in a slinky material. I mean, a silk is ideal, but I'm okay with a nylon. I like the raglan sleeve, almost like baby tee fit, but as I looked at it a little bit closer, I just knew that it wasn't going to be as fitted on me as I would want for something with this kind of cut. Oh my gosh, I got so excited about this top because this is so close to the kind of tops I'm trying to find. This is a little more like office adjacent, but I'm still so into it. I love a little 2000s-y kind of fitted button up, like the silky material, the little pleats in the top, and the stand collar I think were so cute. The little pocket cap sleeves. I wanted to take this home so badly, but then I looked a little bit closer at it and realized there was some discoloration throughout the whole thing that just did not look like it was going to come out, so I did have to leave this one. Hi, we're back from the thrift store. If you hear some humming, we have all of the fans in our house on today. It's like 90 degrees and we don't have our AC units in yet because we're moving in 2 weeks and don't want to have to install them twice. But let's get to the thrift haul. So I did get a lot of things. This is like the most I've gotten from a single thrift trip in a really, really long time. And I try to do the 1 in, 1 out rule. So I'm going to be getting rid of at least this many pieces from my closet to make space. Also, especially because we're moving, I'm like, I can't be just bringing more things that will have to move. So like 1 in, 1 out, and then it feels all okay. But I'm so excited. I don't know if you can see the full mess. I've already tried some of the things on and like played around with them. But also, if my voice is funky, getting over the flu. I just can't believe it. I can't, like, we're gonna start with the clothes and then we'll do shoes and accessories, because honestly the shoes and accessories, the clothes too, are really good. I'll start with the most boring and then we'll go to most exciting. So the most boring thing, which I don't think I even showed you guys in the thrift store because I picked it up on the way out, is this Hanes t-shirt. I definitely overpaid for it because it's $3 for a single one and I feel like it's like $10 for a 6-pack normally. It's just a men's Hanes t-shirt in a size small. Why I bought it is because I'm gonna do like a thrift flips video, and this is the perfect base for one of those thrift flips. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet because you have to watch that one. I'm also gonna do like a project that I want to do this summer video, so we'll talk a little bit about some of the thrift ideas, the thrift flip ideas I have, and that too, and that'll be coming out next Thursday. So, little t-shirt that I definitely overpaid for, like the most basic of basics, but then the next tops. I got this like tomato red slinky tank that fits really well. Oh, I'm gonna try it on, duh. Here is the red tank top. This, you can see it up close. It's a little bit long and like gets kind of baggy towards the bottom, so I'm just gonna cut off a couple of inches so it'll fit more like that once it's cut off, but without the extra bulk. And I'm convinced it's like a dupe for the Tank Air, at least visually. It's very slinky, and like this is my summer of little slinky tank tops and cute bottoms. And speaking of slinky tank tops and cute bottoms, I'm going to show you an outfit that I think works so well with one of the other pieces I thrifted with this top. All right, so here is the outfit, and I paired the red slinky top with these brown linen capris, also thrifted today. They have these really fun grommet details, and I love the idea of getting more grommets of the same size and like continuing that around the whole waistband. I think that would level them up even one more. But this kind of styling with these little kitten heels and the structured bag feels very like paloma wool or gimaguas inspired, and I like it. It's like a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I think still really works. Like it still inherently is a really simple outfit, but then these pants have these capris have such funky details, like the gaucho super wide leg, but they're in a linen, and they have the grommet, so you have a little bit of hardware in there. And I love how it looks. I think the structure of the bag and of these little kitten heels and like the square toe on the kitten heels that make them feel more modern is what makes this outfit really work. Like I think with different accessories, it would not work anywhere near as well. To me, honestly, even like with a flat shoe, I don't think it would work as well. I think it's easy for especially capris like this to feel kind of dated, and so to make them feel more intentional, I like going for a much more modern shoe, and these little gold kitten heels really give it that. But yeah, so cherry red tank top and linen capris, and the linen capris were $7, and then I need to check what the price on the tank top was. $250 for the tank top. This is the next two pieces I got. This little mesh double layer top. The brand is Alfani, and it's like such a close dupe of the Peachy and Kylie top, especially the color. This is 2 layers of mesh that's like a combination of silk and nylon. It's super stretchy, but it's just giving the exact same vibe as those Cupro Peachy Den tops. It's so good, super easy to wear off shoulder. You could probably wear it with both sleeves up and just have like a lower kind of cowl neck, but I really like it with the one sleeve down so it's asymmetric, paired with these Levi's that I also thrifted on this trip. And I did have to do the little like crossover button trick on these, but with the button trick they fit exactly how I was hoping. They're very kind of 2000s wash. I'm really glad I got these and not the other ones, because the other ones were a little bit more tapered, and I did just end up getting these. And then for shoes with this outfit, I'm just gonna go for a flip-flop. So these are just my like J. Crew Factory slim, super classic black flip-flops. I want something really minimal with this look, and I do feel like the flip-flop kind of ties in with the very 2000s-y vibe of the rest of this look. And then for a bag with this, I'm actually going to do one of the bags I got today because I think this looks really cool and cute and adds a good texture, and that's the woven Cole Haan bag that reminds me of like Dragon Diffusion, but also with the hardware feels a little bit 2000, so it's kind of tapping into the 2000s vibe of the jeans and the top. But yeah, super sweet Levi's. Like, I've been looking for a 2000s-y kind of wash jean for, I want to say like a year or two, and these are exactly what I was hoping for. Like the fit, they're not too wide, not too tapered. They do cuddle, like I could do with them being a little shorter, but I'm also totally fine with them just dragging on the ground because they're already distressed, they're already kind of beat up, and I think that just like gives these jeans more character. And I just think they go so well with this top. As I was getting everything, I was like, oh my gosh, all of these pieces go together so well. What the heck? Yeah, so outfit with the slinky top and the 2000s jeans. And these jeans were $13.79 and the top was $3.49. Oh, and the other piece of the outfit that I didn't even talk about yet, the Dragon Diffusion. Not actually. The Dragon Diffusion Vibes bag. It's from Cole Haan, but the like varying size of the weave, let me show you up close, really reminds me of what we've been seeing from Dragon Diffusion recently. Like this like wavy woven leather, but it's almost like a 2000s take on it with the hardware and the straps, and it's just so slouchy, so good, feels very summery, giving a little bit like basket in the absolute best way. I think it tied in perfectly with that outfit, makes it feel a little bit more summery, adds a really good texture too, and I could just see me reaching for this like with every, like wearing this, like going for the little woven moment. It feels very summery. And I just like, I love it. I could not believe when I found this. This was actually the first bag that I saw, and it was on the end cap, and I could not believe it. I grabbed it immediately. I didn't even show you guys until after it was already in the cart because I was nervous someone else was gonna see it. This was also only $8 for this beautiful leather bag, and I have 2 more bags to show you still. So the next bag is vintage Coach, and it is really beat up. It's extremely beat up. You can see along the top, the leather is really worn, and like inside, it looked like someone's cat was like clawing at all of the threads. But I think because of that, they only marked it for $4, even though it seems real. And I like checked the model number and it lines up to what it should look like. But it really reminds me of like, kind of like something the Rote would do right now. And I love how soft and worn this leather is. It also reminds me a little bit of the soft Cayetano bags from Paloma wool with the 2 straps and just the really soft shape. And I just love it in this tan leather. Tan is so summery, spring to me, especially in leather shoes, bags, that kind of stuff. It has little studs on the bottom, and the straps are long enough to like go over your shoulder. If I'm being honest, I think it would look great if the straps were a little longer, but I think it's also cute just as like a bag to have in the crook of your elbow or to just hold. But it's just so classic, and I love all the wear and patina. Also, it's only $4, which is just crazy to me for a vintage Coach bag at the thrift. Like $3.99 for this. Incredible. Now the next bag, I don't remember if I said this, but I'm convinced I manifested it because I spent over an hour last night looking for this Kate Spade bag, which you may notice looks almost exactly like this little bag. This is not Kate Spade, this is J. McLaughlin brand. But all the bags I was finding were over $80, most of them were over $100. And I was like, I just can't justify spending that much on what is essentially a small basket with little leather handles. And I was like, maybe I could justify $30, but that still feels like a little more than I want to pay. And I'm looking in the purses, and I see this little bag for $2.99. And it's almost the exact bag that I've wanted. I've been looking for a smaller little basket bag to use as a purse, and this is just so cute. It's just adorable. It's perfect. I love the leather handles, so it's easy to grab. It's still, the handles are long enough that you can still like put it over your arm like this. But most of the time, it's probably just gonna be, you hold it with your hand, you plop it on a table, And it does have like a zipper, so you can zip the top if you don't want all your stuff to just be, I don't know, easy to grab. But I don't love how shiny the zipper is, so I'm hoping that like as I use it, it'll get tarnished a little bit and not be as shiny and flashy. But I'm just so excited about this little basket bag. Now, the next few things, shoes and home stuff. I'm gonna do home stuff first and then shoes. So I cannot believe I found this. It is a little compact Pentax point and shoot 35mm camera. I actually have one that is also a compact Pentax. Well, I should say my partner has one that's a compact Pentax, little point and shoot camera. But this one I think is a slightly more modern version and feels like it's higher quality. Like it's heavier. Like the hardware and optics, I feel like they're probably a little tougher and yeah, just higher quality, not like as lightweight or cheap feeling as the other one. I thought it wasn't gonna work. It was $15, but then I put the battery in it and look at this. Look at that. Takes little pictures, the shutter works, I checked the shutter, and I'm so excited about it. It feels like such a good deal to get a Pentax little compact point and shoot for 15 bucks. I used to have an Olympus that I really loved, but that I also found at the thrift. That one was 20 bucks. But those are so hard to find now and are really, really marked up when you find them on eBay, that kind of thing. So I was really excited to find this one. Pentax still usually has really good optics. And I'm just so excited. It's also just so cute. Like visually, this is such a cute little chunk camera. And then I just got one home thing because I'm really not supposed to be buying home stuff, but I thought this was too cool to leave behind. And it's just this picture frame that is like ridged in the wood. And I just liked the tone of the wood and I like the stripes, and I think it's gonna look nice to put a photo or some art in when we move. And this was $3. And then for the shoes, and I'm so excited about these shoes, and I'm gonna get close again to show them to you. So first up, these Havaianas thong sandals, and I love them. I actually yesterday, I think, or maybe this morning on Instagram, saw someone doing like a fun Havaianas thing where they put a bunch of thumbtacks in it to make them look studded, and they had ones that were like this, that were the thong sandal, and I was like, I didn't know they made anything besides just like a classic flip-flop. But I love the way these look. For some reason they feel like a little more chic, like the shape of the V being a little more tapered on your foot because it's going around your ankle instead of just coming down on the sides. I don't know, this feels like something that like the Row would make and charge $1 million for, and instead they're from Havaianas at the thrift and they were $5.49. They feel very chic, simple, but casual still because they're made of the rubber. And then the other shoes, speaking of designers, Todd's driving moccasins and this really beautiful, deep, dark, emerald green suede in my size. Super comfy. The bottom little nubs are really worn, but I am a-okay with that because these were also $5.49. And $5.49 for Todd's driving moccasins in a really beautiful color like this feels so worth it to me, even if they are really worn. The leather is still in really, really good shape and they're comfortable. And I feel like these are just such a good slip-on and go shoe. And like for me, someone who isn't always reaching for color, I think it's good to have something like these where it's almost like a color. It's like, or almost like a neutral, sorry. Almost like a neutral, really muted, deep color. So you get a little more depth and dimension in your outfit without having like some crazy pop of color. And I think they're just in such a classic silhouette, also just gonna make them so easy to grab. But that's everything. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Also, if you wanna see day-to-day outfits like thrift haul previews, styling thrifted pieces, more of that kind of stuff. Also daily outfits, that's over on my TikTok, usually a couple times a day. If you just want daily outfits, highlights of life, that's over my Instagram stories almost every day. But thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.